It's not yet for today.
Thorns
Yeah,
remain.
not
For
yet
today.
of today.
Petals
So
fall.
far, it's going to be Team Evil having the first priority pick here. And again, we have seen usually the Yisun Shin been picked. Also, in the previous series, it was the Kimi comfort pick here in the mid lane priority. But now I'm looking forward again for the Grok picks, the aggressive play. Oh, will we be able to see the Martis once again coming in from Diablo? That was a cheeky pick. I didn't expect the one out of the AXP showing up here on the playoffs. But it is possible here. We have seen how aggressive Team Stallions are when it comes to controlling the tempo. So this could be it still for the side of Team Stallions here. If they want to be very aggressive, the Grok as well as the Martis combo here against the side of Team Evil.
Immortality.
So far, the bans are very, I would say, very expected. Nothing too out of the ordinary for now. With the CC, the Alice, I'm pretty sure that the Angela is gonna be will not be seeing light or
Yeah.
in this case. I'm
Three
just
picks, 3 bans rather.
yeah, 3 bans is always gonna be that case. But all in all, Yi Sun Shin, Grok. All of these are currently still available. No one is gonna care. No one is gonna care about that Martis pickup from Diablo at this moment in time yet, until Diablo really shows that you better ban Martis kind of situation.
Man, speaking of Diablo, man, it's one of the games
Oh.
they are trying to ban Diablo's hero pool. So whenever you are against Diablo, you have good to take out these comfort picks here. So far, again, as predicted, it is going to be Yisun Shin, the first priority pick. Now the question is, will they go for the Grok and Martis combo here once again for the side of Team Stallions? That is what they did actually on the first series. And now Angela is pretty much open. You mentioned, of course, usually is Angela, Alice, and the CC bans from the side of Team Stallions. It's pretty much open here. Will they be able to commit this, though?
I don't think that we'll be expecting to see Angela first phase pick, at least for now. I don't see how they are going to be pivoting themselves to that kind of point of game just yet. Evil do have the opportunity to play an Angela mid though. So at least that is something that we can take into consideration. Sayla have been seen playing Angela a couple of times before. But that is not going to be the priority. Garakacha and Alot joins into the fray.
Now it is going to be an open also for the Eve. Usually we highlighted this one 100%. Eve has been one of the most picked. No, the 100% pick rather for the mage hero here for the rest of the series rather. And now Team Stallions, will they be able to ban this one out later on? But then again here, Grok, you can go for aggressive assassin here. Hayabusa pretty much open here. Team Stallions going to go for it. Instead, it is going to be a Joy.
Okay, so we've got Bray that is going to be rocking onto the Joy. Unfortunately, it's not Roy on Joy, because that will be a Joy. I'm sorry. But, you know, you get an idea. I'm so sorry, guys.
And now it's gonna be it's not gonna be Roy. It's not gonna be Joy for Roy. And then I doubled down on that one. And now Team Stallions is now gonna be on the banning phase here. Again, Angela is pretty much what usually they are going to ban this one out. Double down here. You mentioned, of course, it's possible also to be used in the middle lane, but instead it is going to be Joy. Joy. Did I say Joy? Chow.
It's a toy, which is gonna be a surprise to be toy.
Yeah. Okay, and now it is going to be a Guinevere on the other side. Guinevere here being taken down.
Yeah.
Last ban.
Last ban. What is Stallions?
Middle lane, though.
Yes, that's
Eve.
the thing. Middle lane is still currently open.
Eve, Angela, you mentioned.
Yeah, but at this point in time, I don't really see the absolute need or the game-breaking part of Angela, at least for now. Yusushun is definitely going to go to the jungle, so we are taking away any possibility of Ling plus that Angela combinations.
Magic is my life.
I think it's fair to say we're removing Angela from this game. It's unbanned, unpicked.
Yep. Okay, it's not going to be considered here, but it is going to be Esmeralda will be taken down here. But then again, the Harris has already been banned here for the side of Team Stallions SG.
Yeah.
Now on their side lanes are actually lacking here for the side of Team Stallions.
quite divey game for now.
It is.
I think,
actually.
yeah, I think that they're gonna have to pick up onto that gold laner first. They already kind of have that Kimmy to not dive, so that is their backup marksman in this case. So putting Renza to be able to dive is understandably gonna be good. I think that Lapu is a pretty decent choice here.
Correct. Apulapu is pretty much open as well, so they need that additional crowd control for the hero as well.
There we go.
It is.
Okay.
It's gonna be pretty- on the other side, Zushin is also pretty much open here. The Eve can also have a great synergy with that Garukacha as well, and the Arlet if they want to double down with that AoE team fight. And now also on the side lane, will this be another double fighter side lanes here?
Yeah, I think
Ruby
is
is
Alice.
taken-
Oh, okay.
Alice?
Alice is taken away. We
Taken
need
out,
some
okay.
instant gratification from Evil. They want.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Instant gratification coming in from the Ruby. They will be able to immediately jump in the moment that the final slash comes in order to ensure the lockdown of the AOG. The Valentina is one thing that surprises me though. In this case, I think the Valentina is mostly used. Oh!
Phovius.
I thought that the Valentina is to double down onto the Martyrs pick onto Diablo, so that it's a free dunk for Valentina time and time again. I'm betting on that, but the Phovius came up from absolutely nowhere, and
It's actually a pretty good matchup.
this
for
don't
the
feel very
Ruby.
Diablo.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah,
So this is now a gold lane Ruby. We're going to expect here. Now Diablo on the XP for that Phovius. So very interesting picks here, but so far this is not as aggressive, if I can say. No, they have the Joy though. Joy, Croc, still they can invade. Follow up here with that Kimmy. On the other side, I do love the Valentina here because wild charge. They can go for the wild charge.
they can
pick
steal the
here.
wall charge here.
I love the wild charge instead of the ultimate coming in from Kimi, just because, of course, a great synergy here with the combo coming in from the Garukacha and the final slash here, and you can initiate yourself as well.
Yeah, so there is actually a lot of initiation coming in for Evil. There's quite a lot of ways that they can enter into a fight. So this is actually a lot simpler or rather a lot simpler team fight kind of team for Team Evil. Simpler execution.
Yep.
I do like it. The only thing is Arlet is more on the higher skill curve kind of thing. So very likely I would prefer for the Arlet to not be the initiator.
Will this be a damage Arlet though? So speaking of damage here, I can only see it's going to be either picking a punch. Unlike on the other side, you have the Joy, you have the Brock, you have the Kimmy. Has the high potential to deal a lot on that department, especially during the early stage of the game. And we can see here, Team Stallions, when it comes to their rotations, they love to invade early on, trying to harass as well. Team Evil knows about this one. Anyway, the Garukacha has a great kit, great health as well, to sustain damage being dealt upon him from Team Stallions SG.
So the thing about Team Stallions SG is that even if they do kind of want to play aggressive, they need to be extremely careful because their side lanes does not have priority. Lapu will lose against the Ruby because Lapu's power spike comes in at level 4. Phovius is the same thing. Level 4, he starts to go slamming away time and time. So that is something that you gotta have to really consider. At this point, Diablo is somehow outpoking gear, which is not too surprising actually because it's a skill and it's still a skill matchup. In the end of the day, Arlet is strong in the early lanes or the early games because you have a lot of refreshes you can play around when it comes down to your dashes, while for the Phobias, you don't.
Yeah, speaking of which, out of position here for Lucian Cutie, trying to go back away. It is going to be now the kill coming in for side of Team Evil. First blood being committed. And I do believe this is going to be a prolonged team fight that we're witnessing here now, Abstract.
Yep, so this is understandable for Evil to pick up the first kill, but it does seem like they're going on forward with gear. That is a 1-for-1 trade, and that is not too shabby, right? That is an XP laner that is taken down, but Aether will secure the turtle for themselves. They're not going to lose anything from this point, and that is going to be the disengagement, and wait, that is not, because that wall is actually pretty well placed. However, Powerful still managed to find a slide away.
Okay, so much pretty even game here between these two. Team Evil right now slowly, somehow, I mean, they are mitigating this aggressiveness that we have witnessed on the first series coming in from the side of Team Stallions SG here. But Ray right now, popping up early. I'm not sure what was that. But then again, Ultimate is out for this Joy. I'm not sure if Team Evil knows about this one. And look at this rotation here. Will they be able to engage here? Or against the side of Team Stallions? I guess not. And remember, this is a Yis and Shin. This is the only marksman we are seeing here in the game. Team Evil has the insurance here when it comes to the later stages. And Team Stallions relies so much on that early game domination and snowball as well. And you can go for Bray for such fights as well as Roy rather here on the mid lane.
Oh, that's gonna be good layering on the gear, but it's not gonna be enough to ultimately take gear down. Of course, right under the turret's nose and all. But 48 seconds until the turtle eventually spawns. Team Stallions, understandably, don't have very good control over the river. Most of the players are above level 5, but do they really want to jump on that? As Blue Security immediately goes around with the wild charge. Sailor follows through onto Roy as well. It's a 2v3, but Bray finds himself taken down. Diablo a tad bit slow into the engagement. Flicker does not connect onto anyone at all. As such, that's 4 men that will be crumbling down onto Diablo. He's gonna go in for demonic forces over and over again, but that's not gonna help. Aether picks up a killing spree.
Wow, beautiful rotations here and follow-up coming in from the side of Team Evil. Team Stallions here, caught off guard. And now it is what you need if you're the side of Team Evil. Cutting off rather the progression here from Team Stallions. You know their lineup. This is a snowbally team. Now they are down 3 kills here against Team Evil. Team Evil is now looking great here, the progression in the early game.
So far, Team Stallions have always been dominating in the early game, and they will want to end the game fast, right? We haven't really seen a lot of games whereby they lost in early and comes back in the mid or the late, but that is going to be a pretty good wall shot coming in from Blue Security, getting a kill down onto Gear. Powerful in the midst of it all, and he's going to be the next one onto the chopping block, allowing Renstar to pick up a double. Roy shuts Aether down. That's a big bounty going on. Team Stallions, in a single team fight, has now laid their hands onto Evil and put them down.
Wow, Team Stallions. Are you kidding me? That call and how they easily come back into that deficit of kills. They manage now to even the game and take the turtle turret. And look at the transition here, harassing the bot side. Van here with I am offended.
But I don't think that they can bring Van down just yet. Rinsa even committed into the bravest warriors, but it's fine. The main thing is they zone the Ruby out of the way. They got the T1 turret down to the bottom lane. The next one is the T1 up in the top.
You can really tell the experience coming in from Team Stallions SG after that big win at the skirmish here, taking down the outer turret on the bottom side as well. So efficient when it comes to map control. And now they are dictating the tempo here against the side of Team Evil. And we have just seen a big win from Team Evil a while ago. And how they respond for the side of Team Stallions, so quick and so efficient at this moment.
The good thing is that they have zero hesitation, and I think that that's the name of the game. If they want to commit, they have to be very proactive. They need to constantly be on their toes and, not throw caution into the wind. Constantly teetering on a breaking point, but speaking of teetering on a breaking point, that is literally going to be the members from Team Stallions SG as they find themselves in a proxy. There's going to be a stolen wild charge, and it's just going to be landing on the Team Stallions itself. But the main thing is Diablo finds himself taken down in a tough spot. It's a 1-for-1 trade, at least for now. Van hopes he will be able to pull Bray on in, but he was not the target under the turret. So he will still be managing to dash himself away, while Aether follows up onto the bottom lane to take the T1.
Okay, this is good for the side of Team Evil here. Fending off here the aggressive rotations coming in from Team Stallions while going for the split push on the bot side. That was a call for Team Stallions to actually dive down. However, they had... of course, they have been taken by surprise with that AOG coming in from Ricardo Kacha.
We have a few seconds left until the turtle eventually spawns, but the map is currently bleeding red. The traction pulse did not land onto anyone, at least for now. So that is one ultimate that is taken out of the equation for the side of Team Stallions, but it's not exactly out They will still try to contest for this as much as possible. The final slash just going to be rushing right in. Van pulls onto 2, and that is more than enough for them to buy a little bit more time. Bray picks up the turtle. Roy goes down to the hands of Van. It is going to be a fight that's segmented into 2. Gear tries to take a run for it, and so will Van. Rensa leaves with just a pixel of HP. A great guidance barrier that blocks away the exit frag for the side of Evil. Everyone congregates together with the Revitalize. The only thing that we lost were 1 person on the side of Evil and 2 over on the side of Team Stallions.
Wow, we are witnessing here best of the best teams right now when it comes to a team fight. You know that these are very experienced players here. Another team fight brawls out here in the middle lane, and there's going to be Team Stallions here trying to hold their ground.
Rensa missed out some of these stunts, but the main thing is he managed to get himself away from all of these pokes. Team Stallions is starting to fizzle out and unable to find their ground in locking Evil in. Understandably, they don't have a lot of layerings of crowd control, while Evil does have, right? They have Final Slash, they have a stolen Wild Charge, they have quite literally the entire kit of the Ruby. They also do have AOG and the Taunt coming in. A lot of things that Evil have gotten in store for themselves. So if Evil is the one that managed to get an amazing opening, they will layer on these crowd control for days.
Yeah, they also have the advantage when it comes to counter attacks here. Remember, we've seen Team Stallions initiating team fights. AOG was there. Sayla is also waiting for the wild charge to steal that spell, and now going in for that wild charge themselves. And then Ribbit here is just waiting patiently for the push coming in from the side of Team Evil. And now the map control. We have seen how Team Stallions gameplay time and time again, controlling the map. But look at Team Evil here is doing the same thing here. The gameplay against Team Stallions.
As at this point in time, Team Stallions looking for an opportunity.
Gear.
The traction powers lands onto Gear. They all in onto Gear, giving Rensa the killing spree. The bounty is now on his head. This is a very timely catch as the Lord came right at the same time as the death of Gear.
Oh, this is going to be now the call of Team Evil. Will they be able to force the team fight? And they will!
Indeed, Diablo currently in a very tough spot. He flickers himself away right in the nick of time in order to not to be caught by Evil.
Okay, it is going to be the respawn here for the side of Team Evil. Gear, perfect timing for this Lord Dance. Team Stallions trying to drag this objective takedown. Oh, Team Stallions right now. One of the few games that we'll witness that is not going to be a one-sided game. Team Evil is having a brawl here. I love the team fights between these two teams. And now it is going to be powerful having the vision. Team Stallions on the back lines. Anything will happen here. First, who will initiate? They will commit 100%.
The Lord now pulled right out. Traction pulse did not land on anyone. Evil is looking for an opportunity, while Aether moves away out of the lane for now.
I'm not sure if Team Stallions knows about this one. They have the advantage when it comes to numbers.
Very sneaky play, I gotta have to say. Trying to min-max the amount of farm that the Yusujin is gonna get. Well, Team Stallions, most of them are actually congregated right around the Lord. Information is now the key. I think Yusujin has been spotted down at the bottom though.
Oh, now it is gonna be time for Yusujin to actually go into the Lord Dance themselves. So far we are seeing here across the map is gonna be 4v4 here around the Lord objective. And they are going to meet on the bottom side. Oh, this is going to be very surprising here. Bray against Aether. Great matchup for those two teams.
Oh, I think Bray have information now.
Okay.
They know that Aether have used the retribution. This is more than enough for them to force a Lord fight.
Exactly. And now they are going to transition ultimately here. Oh, the wall charge has been used.
One-man wall charge. Gonna be taunted in. The traction pulse lands as well. While the security just flickers himself right away. Diablo hoping that he'll be able to get in the midst of all of the battle, while Roy is gonna be the first one to be taken down into this entire battle. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be stopping anytime soon just yet. As the Red Diablo is still in the middle of it all. He's still slapping down, but he will still be taken down at the end of it all. What a mountain shocker from the side of Aether just pushes himself on the Bray. And he takes him down right under the turret's nose. Evil lost absolutely no one while they receive a wipeout against Team Stallions.
Indeed, that is a 5-man dead for the side of Team Stallions and a free Lord takedown for the side of Team Evil themselves. That final slash clutch, man. That was the game changer on that skirmish play. And now Team Evil managed now to control this game. It is going to be Team Stallions trying to defend themselves. Pressure is building up. Will they be able to defend?
It's going to be a tough one to defend. 4,200 gold deficit. Team Stallions, they do have got a marksman in their team, but that is that's Roy, right?
Yeah.
So Roy being the Kimi, it needs time to kind of build up.
Yeah.
If they don't give that Kimi any time at all, she's not going to be shredding anyone else down, but it's an exponential increase in damage as long as her passive stacks up.
Yeah, I agree about that one, but compared to Aether and the Yes and Shin, this is much scarier here. And now they are going to push through. The Lord is now on the top side as well. Ultimates are up for the side of Team Stallions SG. Barrier also been committed. Oh, there you go!
Immediately, Roy gets caught. That's the marksman of Team Stallions! As such, Ritza will try to go for a reach frag right onto Ven, while Brave moves on to the back, takes Aether down. One-man army from the side of Brave. Double kill collected from the side of Team Stallions. They are going on a comeback, and they want to bring down the entirety of Evil, and that is exactly what they will do.
Oh, that is going to be a counter team wipe here. Team Stallions this time around, despite, of course, the inhibitor turret gone onto the top side, they have managed to defend bot time, and now it is going to be time for them to push themselves, taking down outer turrets here one by one against Team Evil. What a game you are witnessing here, Abstract. Now, this is indeed one of the top teams that we are brawling here with each other, rather, and Van here trying to hold their ground. Fortunately for them, inhibitors are still standing here. Still much time for Team Evil to recover on that loss.
So, what is it gonna be like for now? It gotta have to come down to a situation where Evil needs to come back again, right? Bray had got free entry all the way to the backside and managing to take Aether down. I think the main thing is the bounty has been collected from Team Stallions, and they have now resetted themselves and resetted their economy. They were 4,000 behind. Now, only 500.
Oh man, economy is being equalized here between these two. Team Evil, they have to be very careful. You know how dangerous it is. Powerful is caught off guard. AOG being committed. Bray is here as well.
Oh, Bray! He manages to find Aether. Well, that is a two-man. Well, just to execute. Does what he could. Well, Van! He's doing what he can to buy as much time as possible. But in the end, and alas, the double kill collected from the side of Team Stallions. Well, Evil have only Sailor and Gear to speak for.
Oh my goodness.
Bottom lane, destroyed.
Sacrifice they are willing to take. Team Stallions here, inhibitor tarts gone, but then again, they have won that major skirmish play, now getting this Lord advantage into their side. This is not yet over, even though, of course, Team Stallions is behind when it comes to map pressure, minion waves as well. But with this Lord, they can ultimately win this game if they manage to, again, win another major team fight.
At this point in time, with the Lord that's going to be marching in the middle, this is going to help Stallions pillage a little bit more from Evil. At this point, economy is not that big of a deal anymore.
No.
Guardian's Barrier used just so that it can buy a little bit more time, sync up the waves, in order to go for a fight in tandem with all lanes combined.
That is correct. Look at this equilibrium when it comes to lane pressure here. That is very important. Now there's going to be a siege in the middle.
There's going to be a through man, of course, final slash, but unfortunately that's going to... Oh! Lucicuti! That's what we want to say from Team Stallions as they knock right on the doors of Evil. With two men already taken down, the rest of Team Stallions, they are not going to be showing any pity over to Evil. The Lord still stands tall. Diablo with the winner crown right in the face. They are hoping that they'll be able to wipe out every single one of these inhibitor turrets. Fan fights back after losing Cutie. The rest of the members from Team Stallions are starting to fizzle right out as Evil manages to defend and pushes the rest of Team Stallions away.
Oh, just like that. Just like that, Abstract. Look at the comeback potential. Look at here. Team Stallions managed to take down inhibitor turrets against the side of Team Evil. OMG, the power of the Lord and the power of Team Stallions as well when it comes to aggressive plays. Team Evil, give credit on how they be able to defend that one. That was really difficult without gear, without Aether. On that earlier skirmish play, they managed still to defend here. Team Stallions, I thought that was going to be the game ending. Respawn time is still there for the side of Team Stallions. And Inhibitor Tire is still standing in the middle lane. Still, it is going to be an even game between these two.
It's tough when it comes down to the economy. Most of the members from the side of Team Stallions have already gotten their last item. In fact, Diablo has just picked up his final item. This would put Renza and Lucien Cutie just so much closer to the last item. In fact, Renza is just kind of rotating between items. I think he lost the immortality previously just now and rebuilding into that.
Oh man, crucial indeed. This is going to be an important call for two teams. When to initiate, when to call for a big team fight. Lord is now going to spawn under 15 seconds as well. And remember, this is going to be an involved Lord. Very important for the push.
Fracture Pulse lands onto Van. He still have got ways to restore his HP. It's not going to be a problem. Well, in the meantime, everyone from the side of Team Stallions have got their ultimates ready. Aether used up his Modern Shock previously just now. But do know that Roy have also did use his ultimate too.
Yeah. Remember Team Evil, ladies and gentlemen, #1 seeded team here in MPL SG Season 10 regular matches up against Team Stallions, which came from Challenger qualifiers, but the players themselves have championship experience already. Now we are going to go for the Lord Dance.
Information gain is now Roy's going to be the one that's going to be hooked right in. As such, Aether gets a kill down on the Roy. The rest of backside.
No!
Sailor was hoping for something. Everyone looks up to the sky. Team Stallions doesn't seem like they will be able to hold this up. Renza needs to get himself running away. Diablo gets a kill down onto Aether. That's the only thing that they have gotten for themselves. Well, Evil mostly survives.
Wow, Evil Magic is here, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible team fight. And this could be it. Diablo alone against the world. Will he be able to defend the Team Evil siege here in the middle lane?
There's still roughly about 20 seconds until the rest of the members from the side of Team Stallions returns. Gear goes in to zone Diablo away, just so that they will have the opportunity to bring down this inhibitor turret. Both teams now complete barren wasteland. Buys a little bit more time when it comes down to the eyes to quit the crowd. Diablo still alive. He still have got immortality. He's doing whatever he can. Diablo single-handedly push the rest of the team of Evil away, but enough time in order for Brain to come back. He may have went down, but it's okay. The rest of the members from the Sun Team Stallions are just going to be crumbling themselves right back onto Evil. They're slowly backing to back off. Diablo has got no more things that he can contribute to this fight. A couple of immortalities currently still available for Sun Evil, while Renza, unfortunately, he will go down.
Oh, numbers advantage here. They're going to chase Lucien Cutie. It is going to be immortality as well.
Immortality is ready to be popped. With 4 members from the side of Evil, they will continue to go on in a rampage. Middle lane doesn't have a lot of creeps left. As such, they will make full use of the bottom lane to push in.
Oh no, respawn timer is there. Oh, the minion waves is there. They're going to end this one, abstract.
Whatever that they can do, Diablo, they're gonna have to buy as much time, so will Roy. However, Evil, they will knock on their doors.
Evil Magic is here, ladies and gentlemen. What a game! What a game! That was a clutch seesaw battle here we have witnessed between these two, Evil and Team Stallion SG. And this is still the game 1 of our best of 3 series here. OMG. Wow.
Okay, that was a little bit too good. That game was a little bit too good. I lost my voice.
Super good.
I lost my voice already.
Wow, that was incredible, man. That was indeed a hell of a series, a game rather, between these two teams. And you can really tell how important the game 1 is. Because game 1, even though this is a best of 3 series, whoever wins the game 1 has the momentum. And it only shows here that both teams do not back off.
Both teams knew that even when it comes down to stake, the stake is not as high as the previous bracket.
We still have the lower brackets.
But I guess tempo. Tempo and the fact that you can rest before the grand finals game means a lot to some of these teams.
Especially for the side of Team Stallions SG, because they came from the Challenger qualifiers here. They need they badly needed the rest. However, if they be able to win the series, it also states that they are even on par or even better than the #1 seeded team here in our Season 10 MPL Singapore.
So the one thing that we know about Team Stallions so far is that as long as they don't get a very good early game, they actually start to tremble in the late game. They have troubles closing out games that they don't stomp. I'm not too sure whether this is an inherent problem for them, but this would also mean that they would want to play early game advantage.
Yeah, this is one of their victory conditions indeed. But here we go. It is going to be powerful, and Katja is our MVP of the game. His AOG, man, not
Well
only the
deserved.
initiation, he's also saving his teammates, especially with those scary team fights initiated by Team Stallions SG. He was there at that moment, at the right time as well, saving everyone. Plus, his revitalized battle spell prolonged the team fight, waiting for the reinforcements from the side here of Team Evil to go for that counter attack. What a game here coming in from this guy.
It's absolutely well deserved for Powerful. With a very powerful fists of justice for Katja. They got themselves game number 1 in the bag.
Wow, this is still the game 1 abstract here. We're looking for another game later on, but here we go with the game stats. As you can see, it's still pretty much even between these two here. And what's the difference rather from all the games coming in from Team Stallions SG? This is not a one-sided game. I mean, Team Evil from the early to mid, they have been really at par with Team Stallions SG. One of the advantage here, of course, they have Aether here on the Yes and Shin. Powerful damage, especially during the later stage of game. Yes, they do have FMM here, but we had mentioned this one. When it comes to scaling progression, man, natural marksman can really rip through against anyone here. And Team Stallions, you have mentioned, of course, one of their victory conditions here is to actually control the early stage of game.
Yep.
This has been mitigated by Team Evil. And we are looking forward, of course, this is still going to be one of the strategies here for Team Evil to push through on the following game.
Ultimately, having the Valentina is not quite in... sorry, not Valentina. Having the Kimi is not quite enough to apply all these passive auto-attack damage. The lack of range ultimately is definitely a problem. He does have 5 kills, 4 deaths, and 9 assists. But I think ultimately, in the long run, they do not have got the burst damage that they need to really shut down Ven. Because we saw that in multiple of these occasions, Ven has been a solid front liner that just soaks up damage like there was no end of tomorrow. In fact, later on, when it comes down to damage taken, you should more or less be able to see that idea.
Yeah, also remember the Revitalize also helps coming in from the side of Powerful here for the prolonged T5 as well. And now we can see also Diablo doing his best here. As you can see, somehow a semi-progression when it comes to item builds. Goes for Rose Gold, go for Thunderbelt as well. And look at the damage dealt coming in from his Phobias as well. Not that pretty shabby.
Not too
also,
shabby, yeah, not too shabby.
But on the other side though, there you go. Damage taken coming from Ben.
Yep.
And also Powerful here. Plus, of course, we have to take into consideration the healing coming in from the side of Powerful.
Honestly, Powerful's damage taken is a lot more than I had originally expected, right? Because when it comes down to Gatot, yes, he definitely do have got his passive that allows him to regenerate some HP. He's got some sustenance in his passive ability. However, not particularly when it comes down to his itemizations, right? As compared to what Van would go for, War Axes as well as Oracles and all that jazz. Ruby, understandably, tank and receive, tank and receive, tank and receive.